Hey, what's up, you guys? So recently I got to write a list for Alternative Press called 10 Reasons to Study Abroad about my experiences studying in France and why I think that studying abroad makes you a better person. So I thought I would just read this list for a video. Reason number 1, seeing the world with your own eyes. Traveling and getting to see the world for yourself really is a lot different from just seeing it in movies and TV shows or reading something in a book. In my opinion, there's nothing that can really replace being able to see something for yourself. The picture I included here is the view from the top of the Eiffel Tower at night, because it really was something breathtaking, and I thought that there's no way that you can actually capture that experience from seeing it in a video or reading it in a book. Reason number 2, experience a new culture firsthand. Living in a different culture really opens your mind up to all of the possibilities that life has to offer. There's new food, new customs, new social settings. It's just completely different from anything that you could have experienced at home. And it really does open up your mind, and it makes you think outside of the box, and all of that is part of becoming a better person. Having an open mind and being able to consider other people's points of view about things and other people's opinions from all around the world is a really important thing, in my opinion. Number 3, learn a new language. So one of the biggest reasons that I decided to come to France is obviously to learn French better, because actually living here and immersing yourself in the French language does really make everything a lot easier. You're kind of like a baby and you don't know how to speak at all, but living here and speaking with everyone every day and being kind of forced to find your way around and stuff like that, it really does help you learn another language really quickly. Reason number 4, boost your self-confidence and independence. I had already been living on my own for a little while in college, but when I decided to come study abroad and live completely out on my own here, without any friends or any family around, was really when I became a lot more independent. It's actually crazy. I feel like I was a completely different person by the time that I came home, because it really tested my ability to, it was kind of a sink or swim situation. I felt like there was no one around to help me with anything, and everything that I needed to do, whether it be do my own laundry or find my way around, get directions in a big city, I was completely on my own. It was up to me to figure it out. And I feel like a lot of things in life like that, no one can really teach you. You kind of just have to wing it and see what you can do, because there's a lot of things that life just can't prepare you for without throwing yourself in like that. It's kind of like taking a young child and tossing them into a swimming pool so that they can learn how to swim. Reason number 4, expand your worldview. Honestly, living in America, sometimes we get caught up in the little bubbles that we live in, what's happening in our little corner of the universe, and it's really hard to kind of open up your mind and think about all the other things that could be happening all over the world. And thinking about global events and considering what's happening in other places in the world really is a big part of gaining a new worldview, a new perspective on the world we live in. And I think that it really does help you grow a lot and become a more mature person when you open yourself to global events like that and things that are happening around the world that are important and affect the entire world. Reason number 5, learn more about yourself. Living in an entirely new place all on my own like this really did teach me what my biggest strengths and my biggest weaknesses were, and I was able to use those to my advantage. Things that I never really thought of living at home, and it just gave me this entirely new self-awareness about myself that has been really beneficial in the long run. Reason number 6, make friends from around the world. Now, where I'm living in France, I'm actually going to an international university where people come from all over the world just to come to school here. So I already have met people from different corners of the world that I had never had the opportunity to meet before. And honestly, it really does open your mind a lot to be around people and to have the types of conversations that I've had with all of these people, because they just all have different opinions and different views of the world that I had never had the opportunity to experience before or even consider. And I think that being able to open yourself up to that and learn how to communicate with different types of people all around the world is really important. Having international friends also is a great excuse to travel yourself. So once all these people go home from this university, I now have friends in Ireland, I have friends in Italy, I have friends in Japan, I have friends in China, I have friends in Australia. I could travel all around the world and have a couch to sleep on now. Reason number 8, enhance your educational and career opportunities. So studying abroad really gives you that independence, that leadership skill, and I think that a lot of businesses, a lot of universities really like to see that when you apply to their programs or their jobs. People like to see that you're independent, that you're a leader, that you can take charge, and that you don't need anyone holding your hand, especially. And it's also a huge plus if you did learn a foreign language during your studying abroad experience, because being bilingual is a huge one-up in society, especially when applying to jobs. Reason number 9, live outside your comfort zone. Like I said before, this is a huge thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be with foreign countries. Most of us avoid being in uncomfortable situations all the time, but I really do think that being able to make the best of a bad situation is a huge part of growing up. It's a huge part of maturing, and it's something that you can only learn through a sort of trial and error type of situation. And having the courage to just kind of pick yourself up and work yourself through very complicated situations like that might make you extremely uncomfortable, being able to overcome that is huge in being able to grow up and being able to mature yourself as a person. And if you have that ability to pick yourself up out of a horrible situation and make the best of it, that is one of the greatest skills you will ever learn in your entire life, and it's something that no classroom could teach you. Reason number 10, you will have a whole new appreciation for home. Being away from home for 3, 4, 5, 6 months like this, it takes its toll on you, and it's really hard. But at the same time, you will spend a lot of time alone, and you will get used to spending time alone, which is a huge part of being an adult. You will discover things about your home, about yourself, and about your culture that you might have subconsciously known before, but had never really been apparent things to you as differences with the rest of the world. And being able to understand yourself, your culture, and the people that you come from like that, it's really huge, and it's really fundamental in understanding the world as a whole, understanding our place in the world, understanding how the rest of the world sees you. All of these things you can't really learn by staying in the same place your entire life. It's really important to get out and to meet other people with different experiences and different opinions. And a lot of these things you can only learn by taking an experience and studying abroad, or even not even studying, just going and living somewhere else. Everything that I mentioned on this list was completely fundamental in me growing up and maturing as a person, becoming the person who I am today. I really do recommend every single person who has the ability to study abroad to take the chance and to studying abroad, because I am a completely different person than the person that I was before I decided to study abroad. And I feel like studying abroad just changes yourself completely and fundamentally for the better. It was an incredible experience. It's something that I had decided to do 2 times now, and both times have changed me and helped me grow completely as an individual. And I wouldn't have traded it for anything in the world, honestly. If you ever have the chance to study abroad or to live in a foreign country, I highly recommend that you take that chance, because it will completely change who you are as a person for the better. So thank you guys for checking this out. I will link the article that I wrote in the description down below. Please watch any of my other videos, and please subscribe if you enjoyed this. Thank you very much.